Insights with Terri Ep.232, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Ep.232. Here's Terri.
Hello everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insight with Terri Ep.232. Thank you for joining me to explore together the week of August the 17th through the 24th, 2025. It's been a hot one. Wow. I guess I shouldn't be surprised with Leo in the sun sign, which is a fire sign. Maybe the intention was to have it hot, but it has been a hot summer, which I love the heat. We have that impulsive energy of Leo still raining down on our heads, so it's a great energy if we want to, just out of hand, do something really quickly, go and jump in and do it. But we want to make sure that we do it safely so that the impulsiveness that will surround us isn't making us jump into the wrong thing. And Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think and how we communicate, that is still in Leo as well. And thank heavens it has gone direct. That was a tough one. That Mercury retrograde that we had, which is helping us to try to understand how we can make our lives better, where we came from, what lessons we were supposed to learn, how to really dig in and uncover some of the issues and circumstances that keep reoccurring in our life. Thank heavens that's gone direct. So now that we've done all that, what we're supposed to do is look at how are we going to apply that to our life. And Venus, the planet of love and beauty, and how we will be attracted to something and how something is attractive to us or attracted about us, that is still in Cancer, and Cancer energy in this place makes it just wonderful for home and family and loyalty and relationships. So it's one of my favorite energies, and I love it in Cancer. This is where people have the opportunity to make their own relationships better and look and see how can they better love and serve. And then Mars, the planet of our drive, how much passion we've got towards something, that's in Libra, and Libra is partnerships. So this is an energy field that really allows for us to form good partnerships, whether it's business or relationship, whether it's animals, whether it's another human being in some endeavor or project. It's a good energy that supports harmonious relationships if we dig into it a little bit. Now, the beginning of the week, our vulnerable energy could be in our bodies, our shoulders, our arms, our hands, bronchial tubes, and our lungs. So if you're vulnerable in that area, be prepared for the first part of this week that could maybe make us a little bit weaker in that area and challenge us. So take care of those little vulnerable spots. And then towards the end of the week, what we'll be looking at is more pancreas, the small intestine, the digestive tract. So if you're weak or vulnerable in that area, please keep an eye out on that. Watch what food choices you have. Don't go into fatty foods. Just do yourself a favor there. Now, next week, the moon is going to be in Scorpio, and Scorpio traditionally lives in the house of death, and us having a new moon on Saturday, what we may need to look at is some of the things I've been subjected to or offered in this last little bit is a lot of loss of life for friends and family, and many grieving pets and people that have lost pets. So it just seems that right now we're in this energy field of letting go, of losing, of experiencing grief. And I'm not immune to sadness. I know that there's another place that's amazing and so much better than where we are now, but I love where I am right now, and I don't want that to change either, necessarily. And losing a pet for me, or losing a person, hurts just as much as anybody else, of course. But I do have some because of doing readings for decades, I do have some different beliefs than some people. So I just wanted to briefly talk about, maybe for the next few podcasts, I'd like to explore the difference between human and animal consciousness and souls. I know some people believe that animals don't have souls, but you can't convince me of that. I've done too many readings. I've had too many animals show back up in other people's readings that they had lost their pet, and have that animal pop in on that reading, and just, you can't convince me otherwise. So what is the fundamental difference in these two types of soul or energy? And I think the difference lies not in the possession of the soul, but in the purpose and the method of incarnation. Human souls incarnate primarily to learn, to grow through choice, consequence, through exercising their free will in circumstances that I believe with reincarnation we've designed that experience to develop spiritual understanding. Animal souls incarnate primarily to serve. They love, as we know, anybody involved with an animal loves unconditionally. And they've come here to teach us humans, the very lesson that their own souls need most desperately to learn. So they've continued, and as they reincarnate and become richer and more knowledgeable and more wise, that increases, the intensity increases. And there are circumstances, many circumstances, of the animals giving their lives to us, not just to be with us, but given up their lives in service to love, whether it's through protection, companionship, that simple presence during our suffering as humans, that sacrifice that elevates that consciousness beyond what maybe might have been achieved in multiple lifetimes of ordinary existence. So what I'd like to bring to your attention is animals that have died in the service of people, service dogs that have woken the family up in fires and went back to get somebody else and didn't make it out. So many circumstances in animals have perished for the love of the human. That love is given by an animal with no strings attached. And that creates spiritual momentum, which propels the animal soul towards higher forms of incarnation and service. It's a very sophisticated system of spiritual evolution, and I don't pretend to know it all. Actually, every time I do a reading that includes something like this, I swear I'm more confused than I was before. But it's included in all consciousness and all conscious beings. And we have specific roles when we incarnate, and we have specific purposes, and that's the animals as well. And they're interlocked like pieces of a cosmic puzzle. I've felt it described as a specific realm in spiritual dimensions where animals reside when they pass on, in a place that's, some people and some books and some much more knowledgeable than I am describe it as the realm of innocent souls, because animals are totally innocent souls. And given that it's a garden, I think, from some of the dreams that I've had. It's kind of like a garden of all these pure hearts, where the horse runs with eternal strength across meadows that never end, where a dog plays with boundless joy and running alongside streams of living light, where the cat rests in perfect peace under trees that sing with celestial music. I think I've heard it sometimes just with the wind blowing through the poplar trees. It sounds like a stream. And time moves very differently in this realm. Not like here with us in linear progression. And I can't describe it because my brain does not hold it well. I'll wake up from a dream or a revelation, and I think I understand it for about 30 seconds, and it just seems to melt away, so human words can't encapsulate the true meaning. But there's cycles. There's cycles of experience. There's cycles with reunion in love. And the only currency in that realm that matters, the only force that creates, the only law that governs behavior for the animals is to maintain their personalities. They do in that realm. I've come to understand that sometimes when an animal passes on and they present themselves in their new energetic form, they maintain many of the individual personalities that they've had. So in that realm, they're still themselves. Their quirks, their preferences, the unique way they have of showing affection. Anybody that's owned a dog knows the differences in some of the dogs that they've, I shouldn't say owned, but have had the luxury and the blessing of living their lives with. And these traits persist because they're expression of an eternal essence. It's not biological programming like some scientists think. The dog that loves to fetch is going to find total joy in that game, in that different realm. But with infinity and variety, the cat who offered comfort through purring will discover new ways to heal hearts across dimensional boundaries. Animals possess souls. I believe that so deeply. And they're capable of surviving death. I've been in that situation, and I've had, not many, but I've had a few come back. And when they survive death, meaning make that transition and come back, they may not show it right away, but their personalities are intact. There are quirks that they have that they keep. So this universal soul development that includes every creature on this planet that is capable of love, and animal souls that have died together in service to others, even sometimes with their human companion in war. Many service dogs died with their humans. They're locked in an eternal spiritual bond, and it transcends spiritual, what we think is borderline. They can't go past that. There is no boundary that they can't cross. There is no limitation that they can't overcome. They are actually advanced animal souls. When they experience that type of situation, their souls advance. And they choose to incarnate. Sometimes they choose to incarnate in animal form, and sometimes humans or advanced souls can incarnate in animal form to serve a specific purpose in a human life. Now, it's a concept. Nobody can prove any of this. But if we'd embrace it, to a degree anyway, to whatever degree you're capable of, it could influence a new age of thinking about spirit, of guides, animal totems. Our beloved animals not only continue to exist after death, as do humans and human souls, human energy, but remain connected to us through this bond of love, which is the strongest force in the universe, and that surpasses death. and can still serve, even though we can't see them. So watch how your animal lives, and you're going to see very unique qualities, and you'll see that they support your own soul that is seeking to develop. And I don't know how to explain it. They support that. It's like a mosaic. They are our teachers in disguise, but they're our guides for more enlightenment on our part. So I'm suggesting that our relationships with animals are not random encounters. I do not believe that. I've been sought out by certain animals that it was amazing what they went through to find me, and vice versa. So they're not random. But I think they're spiritually orchestrated to meet us, to find us, to share that time with us for our mutual growth and healing. These souls arrange to meet us across species lines to facilitate specific lessons and cosmic resolutions of certain issues that we have to overcome, we have to learn. So I'm going to leave it on this note for this, and we'll continue next week on exploring the human soul, the animal soul, the situations that include reincarnation of spiritual growth and evolution, both in animals and in people, because I know they facilitate. Many of my animals came here, I know, to teach me certain things, because when that animal left, it changed my life so much, my understanding, my way of working with certain things. So there's no doubt that they are our teachers, and we're here gifted to learn from them and with them as they incarnate too. So just play with it. I'm not saying you have to swallow it hook, line, and sinker, but just give it a thought and see how it lands. And watch your animal a little bit differently. Maybe have a different impression of your animal, and understand that it might not just be a dog laying on a couch or just a little pet that you can dress up. There's so much more to them. On that note, in love, I would like to thank Charlie O'Brien for putting us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Amazon Music Podcast, SoundCloud, and YouTube. He has done this for, oh my God, years now, and I thank him so much. And if you get a chance, tune into his Big 8 Radio. That's the Big 8 and the number 8, radio.com. He streams all the 70s, 80s, 60s, all that wonderful music that brings you back in time. Thanks, Charlie, for all of that. And thanks to all of you for taking the time to share with me, exploring maybe some different kinds of thoughts, and see what we come up with together. If you need a reading for yourself, I would be happy to do that. You can text or call 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.